Remember the meme that went viral on social media? AI became a quick and cheap solution, and the dilemma of the value and choice of AI and human labor hung in the air. During the Industrial Revolution, 18th to 19th centuries, people feared that machines would replace their labor, and some actively resisted this. In the early 19th century, English Luddite workers destroyed textile machines because they believed they were taking their jobs. In 1997, a historic chess match took place between world chess champion Garry Kasparov and the IBM supercomputer Deep Blue. Deep Blue won the match with a score of 3.5 to 2.5. This was a sensation and a reason to say that computers would soon replace humans. What did this mean? Computers began to beat humans in limited but complex logical problems where calculation speed matters. But it is important, Deep Blue did not understand chess. It simply went through possible options faster than humans. Almost 30 years have passed, neural networks have spread, and a new reason has appeared for people to fear that technology will replace people. Important. Machines replaced physical labor in the 19th century. AI in the 21st century replaces intellectual and creative work, which is even more frightening. Neural networks will not replace people completely, but they are increasingly expanding human capabilities and automating certain tasks. What neural networks can do well: pattern recognition, e.g. image recognition, speech-to-text conversion, automation of repetitive tasks, e.g. data sorting, predictive maintenance, language processing, e.g. translation, summarization, chatbots, creative assistance, e.g. help with writing music, stories, or code. What neural networks can't do: common sense and real-world context. Neural networks don't actually understand meaning. Neural networks, like ChatGPT, don't understand meaning the way humans do. They don't realize, have goals, feel, or have any sense of the real world. They don't know information. They figure it out based on the vast amounts of text they've been trained on. They guess the most likely words and phrases based on probabilistic models of language, not on intelligent thinking. Essentially, a neural network is a model trained on patterns from the internet, and it generates texts similar to those it has already seen. Neural networks do not understand emotions and ethics. Machines cannot feel empathy, care, or make moral decisions. General intelligence. They excel at narrow tasks, but lack broad human reasoning. Why are neural networks good at narrow tasks? Neural networks are trained on huge amounts of data and remember many patterns and regularities. Examples of narrow tasks: recognize a face in a photo, translate text, continue a sentence, find objects in an image. Neural networks solve a specific problem with a clearly defined goal and input data. Neural networks are simply brilliant in this regard because they have an excellent memory for patterns. They process information super fast. They have no emotions or fatigue. Why do neural networks struggle with broad human reasoning? Key difference: humans think flexibly and intelligently. Neural networks work on templates. Humans understand context and purpose. Neural networks predict words based on probability. Humans draw conclusions, even with incomplete information. Neural networks get lost if they go beyond the trained data. Humans are capable of broad thinking. Neural networks are good at only one task at a time. Neural networks are impressive at well-defined tasks because that's how they're designed. But human reasoning requires understanding, motivation, a sense of purpose, and context, all things that AI doesn't yet have. Will neural networks replace humans? Not entirely. They will transform jobs, not eliminate them all. Roles will shift from doing the work to overseeing, designing, or interpreting AI output. Human judgment, ethics, creativity, and empathy remain indispensable. Why humans will always have an advantage? The human brain is an incredibly complex and powerful system. While artificial intelligence can quickly process huge amounts of data and find patterns, it does not understand as deeply as humans. People can sense subtleties, read between the lines, and make guesses with minimal information, and this is something that machines cannot yet replicate. What AI can't do is emotional intelligence. AI can analyze emotions, facial expressions, and even tone of voice, but it doesn't feel itself. And in life, this is important. When negotiating, managing people, or creating products that really touch people, emotions play a key role. Here, a person is irreplaceable. People create things that have never existed before. The most amazing ability of a human is to imagine something new and make it real. AI can only combine what is already known. Real discoveries require not only creativity, but also an understanding of human desires, pain, culture, and this is still only available to humans. Human plus AI equals the strongest union. AI should not replace humans. It should help. It copes well with routine, data analysis, automation, but it needs human intelligence to choose the direction, apply this knowledge, and make wise decisions. Such cooperation helps us do more and better. Humans are needed where morality and judgment are needed. In complex fields such as medicine, law, or business, moral and ethical decisions are essential. AI can provide information, but it cannot judge what is right and what is wrong. Such decisions require an understanding of values, empathy, and the ability to consider the interests of different parties, all of which are available only to humans. The future is evolution, not replacement. AI will free us from repetitive tasks and give us the opportunity to focus on what requires a human approach: creativity, strategic thinking, communication, care. This creates new professions and opportunities that simply did not exist before. The future belongs to those who can combine their human abilities with the power of AI. We must not compete with technology, but develop the skills that machines lack: empathy, creativity, and flexibility of thinking. These are the qualities that will be especially valuable in the digital age. Will neural networks replace humans in creative professions? Advances in AI have significantly impacted the arts and media, but there is debate about whether AI will ever be able to completely replace artists. This is about creating art involves making conscious choices about elements such as color, composition, texture, and form, which are influenced by the artist's thoughts, feelings, experiences, and cultural background. Neural networks do not have these human qualities and operate on the basis of programmed algorithms. Some argue that the thought process behind art is important and that creating art requires conscious thinking. Art is not just about creating visually appealing pieces. It is about conveying emotion, telling stories, and expressing personality, things that an algorithm cannot reproduce. Artists understand the cultural nuances, historical contexts, and personal experiences that shape their creative process. They can empathize with their audience and create projects that connect on a deeper emotional level. While AI can imitate styles using data, it cannot innovate or think creatively like humans. The neural network has no personal experience, intuition, or emotions to inspire its creations, which limits its creativity. AI does not understand its audience or customers and still requires human input. While AI is unlikely to completely replace artists anytime soon, it will impact the evolution of art. AI can be a tool for artists to explore new creative directions and push boundaries. For now, creativity remains a uniquely human trait. Machines can imitate or assist in the creation of works of art, but they cannot replicate the human touch that makes each piece unique.